Hello students, today I am going to teach you the topic integrity constraint. This is outline of today's presentation. You are going to learn integrity constraint, types of data integrity constraints and IO constraints. First, integrity constraints. Constraints means conditions or some rules. Integrity constraints are a set of rules. It is a mechanism to prevent invalid data entry into table to maintain the data consistency. Consistency means correctness. So integrity constraint, it is a one mechanism to prevent invalid data entry into your table. For example, with the help of domain constraint, you can specify which type of values that column will accept. For example, if column is roll number, you specify its domain as integer. So it will accept only integer values. If column is date of birth, you specify its domain or data type as a date. So it specifies that it will accept only date type of values. So those are domain constraint. Similarly, some other rules can be applied to your table so that it will take only valid data. Integrity constraint ensure that the data insertion, updating and other processes have to be performed in such a way that data integrity is not affected. So before performing operations like insertion, updation, your database system checks that that operation is following the rules specified by integrity constraints. Thus, integrity constraint is used to guard against accidental damage to the database. There are different types of data integrity constraints. So, types of data integrity constraint. There are two types. IO constraint means input output constraint, and second is a business rule constraint. In IO constraint, again there are three types: primary key constraint, foreign key constraint, and unique key constraint. And in business rule constraint, there are types like not null constraint, default constraint, and check constraint. And in today's lecture, we are going to see two IO constraints. First, primary key constraint and unique key constraint. And remaining constraints you will learn in next lectures. So IO constraints. First IO constraint is a primary key constraint. You know primary key. Primary key means some column from the table is designated as a primary key and it identifies all records in the table uniquely. So primary key constraint ensures that value in that column are unique. For example, roll number is specified as a primary key. Then for every row, value of roll number should be different, unique. Roll number cannot be repeated. Primary key column cannot be null, means you cannot set value null for the primary key column. One table can contain only one primary key. Primary key is used to uniquely identify records in a table. Let us see syntax for primary key. Suppose you want to create simple primary key at the time of table creation. Simple primary key means only one column from the table is designated as a primary key. Primary key having only one column is called as a simple primary key. So this is a syntax for that. Create table. After that you have to specify table name. And in round bracket you have to specify column name, data type. Now suppose column name 1, it will work as a primary key. Then you have to write column name 1, then it's a data type 1, then constraint name. After that you have to write keyword primary key. Here constraint name is a optional, that's why it is shown in square brackets. After that you can specify other columns and their data types. And finally the query is terminated by semicolon. So this is a syntax for creating simple primary key at the time of table creation. So let us see one example. Let us start Oracle programs, run SQL command line. Connect to database using con command. Okay. Now let us create one table having simple primary key. You have to write create table, name of table, suppose TB1, and here you have to specify column names. For example, ID, data type is int, and you want to specify this column as a primary key. Then you have to write primary key keyword. Constraint name is optional, so it is not written here. So the column ID, it will work as a primary key now. Now suppose second column is a name, its data type is varchar, and suppose third column is a salary, its data type is again int. In this way you can create a table having simple primary key. Here the column ID, it will work as a primary key. If such type of primary key is created, then it will not accept null value for this primary key column, that means ID column. Let us see description. DESC table name. Here ID column is designated as a primary key, so here not null, because primary key does not accept null values. Other two columns are non-primary keys, so they can accept null values. So when column is specified as primary key, you have to specify unique values only. Let us insert record into the table. Insert into TB1 values. Suppose this is ID, then name is XYZ, and then salary. So row is inserted. Now suppose you are inserting second record and ID is written same 101. Already we have entered one record where ID is 101. Now let us see what happens. Here error occurs because unique constraint violated. Because ID is a primary key, it will accept only unique values. So here you have to specify other value. Then this record is inserted into the table. Now let us try to insert null value for this primary key column. What happens? Cannot insert null into system.tb1 because it is a primary key column, it will not accept null values. Now another way of creating primary key. So if you want to create composite primary key at the time of table creation. Composite primary key means primary key is composed of more than one attributes. So this is a syntax for creating composite primary key. Create table, then you have to write table name, and then in round bracket you have to specify column name and their data type. After specifying all the column names and their data type, at the last you have to write comma, then constraint, constraint name, again this is optional, then primary key, and in round bracket you have to specify the column names which will compose the primary key. Suppose column name 1 and column name 2 forms primary key. So within round bracket column name 1 comma column name 2 is specified. So this is a syntax for creating composite primary key. Let us try it. Let us create one table having columns like roll number, class, name. So create table tb2. So first column is roll number, data type is int. Second column is class and data type is varchar. And third column is suppose name. Last column suppose marks. So there are 4 columns in this table, and here you want that roll number comma class will be primary key, composite primary key. So here you have to write constraint, constraint name, suppose pkc11 is constraint name. You can give any name to constraint, constraint name, then write primary key, and in round bracket you have to specify the column names which will form your primary key. So suppose roll number comma class, these two columns will form our primary key. So here constraint name, this is optional. Primary key in bracket roll number comma class. So this is our composite primary key. In this way table is created. So insert into tb2 values. So suppose roll number is 1 and class is FYCO. Suppose name is Anita and marks 78. Record is inserted into the table. Now let us try to insert another record. Here only roll number is not primary key, but combination of roll number and class is a primary key. So for second record, suppose roll number is again 1, but class is different, SYCO. So this is again unique primary key 1 comma FYCO and 1 comma SYCO. These are different values. Suppose marks 88. In this way you can create composite primary key also. Then third way, for specifying primary key after table creation. Suppose you have already created your table without any primary key, and after that you want to specify primary key for that table. So this is a syntax. You have to use alter table command, alter table, table name, then add constraint, write constraint name, then primary key, and in round bracket specify the column names which will form your primary key. So suppose this is exercise, specify the column roll number as primary key in table student. So already we have created this student table. there are columns like roll number, name, percentage marks, and date of birth. We have not specified primary key for this table. So using alter table, now we want to specify primary key for this table. So let us see it. Let us see description of student table. Here we have created such type of table. For roll number, not null is not written because it is not primary key. Now we want to set this roll number column as a primary key. So use alter table. Table name is a student. Then use add constraint. You have to give constraint name. Suppose pkc12. Then primary key. And in round bracket you have to specify the column which will work as a primary key. So here our roll number column is a primary key. So specify roll number. Now your table is altered. So here now you can see not null is specified because we have altered our table and we have set roll number column as a primary key. In this way we have altered our table. Now second type of IO constraint is unique key constraint. Unique key constraint takes only unique values in a column. In primary key constraint also we have seen that the column which is designated as a primary key takes only unique values. But there is difference between primary key and unique key. In a table there may be more than one unique keys. So in primary key we have seen one table can have only one primary key. But in case of unique key there may be more than one columns which will accept only unique values. Unlike primary key, unique key can accept null value. We have seen that primary key cannot accept null values, but unique key can accept null values. Now syntax for creating unique key. At the time of table creation, suppose you want to specify some column having unique key constraint. Then this is a syntax. You have to write create table, table name, then column name, their data type. And suppose for column name 3 you want to specify unique key constraint. So you have to write column name 3, then data type 3. After that write the keyword unique. So this column name 3 will accept only unique values. It can accept null values also. You can specify unique constraint for more than one columns also. Then specifying unique key after the table creation. Suppose table is already created and now you want to specify unique key. Then you have to use alter table command, alter table, table name, then add constraint, constraint name. And then you have to write unique and in round bracket specify the column name for which you want to add this unique key constraint. Let us see exercise. Create a table stud having column roll number, name, address and mobile, where roll number is a primary key and mobile number of each student should be unique. So let us create it. Create table stud. Our column name is roll number. First column is roll number, data type int, and we want to designate roll number as a primary key. Then second name, data type is a varchar. Third is address. Again data type is varchar. And last column is a mobile. Its data type is number. And then we want to specify unique key constant for this mobile number. So here you have to write keyword unique, because you are specifying column name mobile as a having unique key constraint at the time of table creation. So mobile is a column name, its a data type is a number, and then write unique. Our table is created. Let us see description. Here you can see roll number, where not null is specified because it is a primary key, it will not accept null values. And here mobile, it is a not primary key, so not null is not written. We have specified unique key constraint for this mobile column. Now let us insert record. Insert into table name, values. Suppose roll number is 1, name, then address and mobile number. One row is inserted. Now let us insert another record. Roll number is 2. Suppose name is again same. Means the student whose roll number is 2, his name is also AAA. Then here you have to specify address. And suppose you don't know mobile number of this student, so you can enter null also, even though we have specified unique key constraint for this mobile column. It can accept null values also. Now suppose we want to insert third record, roll number is 3. Suppose name, this is the address, and suppose we try to enter same mobile number. Let us see what happens. Here unique constraint violated. This error comes because mobile number should accept unique values only. So the mobile number of student whose roll number is 1 is same as that of roll number 3, and it will not accept the repeated value. That's why error occurs. In this way you can specify the unique key constraint. So this brings us to the end of today's lecture. In next lecture we will see the foreign key constraint. Thank you.